Hello learners, welcome to Facebook lecture on nanotechnology. Myself, Dr. K. Tamil Manan, Associate Professor, Mechanical Engineering, School of Engineering and Technology, Indira Gandhi National Open University, New Delhi. Today, we are going to discuss the topic on nanotechnology. We know that nanotechnology is a growing field, is the only technology can handle and improve the other technologies. In this lecture, we are going to discuss what is nanotechnology, what is the need of nanotechnology, why should we study and learn about nanotechnology, what are the basic concepts of nanotechnology, what are the various methods, techniques, approach involved in the nanotechnology, what are the various characteristics, techniques and characteristics of materials in the nanotechnology, and also we are going to discuss the general application of nanotechnology. Before going to the topic, we should know what is nanotechnology. Nanotechnology basically a process of creation of material, devices, systems through the manipulation of individual atoms and molecules, which means that 1 nanometer is 10 power minus 9 meter. Why should we study about nanotechnology? Why should we go for nanotechnology? Nanotechnology, we know that it plays a very important role, either directly or indirectly, in the development of the country. The development of the country of every nation, the nanotechnology plays a crucial role. Also, nanotechnology impact on tremendous development in various fields such as teaching, research and industrial sectors. In teaching concern that there are various programs offered in nanotechnology from the certificate level to postdoctoral level. There are various programs such as certificate in nanotechnology, diploma in nanotechnology, postgraduate diploma in nanotechnology, and Bachelor of Science in nanotechnology, Master of Science in nanotechnology, Bachelor of Technology in nanotechnology, Master of Technology, and PhD, philosophy of Doctor of Philosophy, and postdoctoral philosophy. In various countries is offering postdoctoral fellowship in nanotechnology research. So that it's important plays role in that in teaching sectors. Also, nanotechnology plays in research sectors, important role in research sectors, such as that energy research, fuel research, material research, and other various research in material development applications and biological research, biotechnology, nanomedicine, show that it's various research is involved in nanotechnology. Apart from that, industrial sectors. Another important sector is the industrial sectors. So nanotechnology plays each and every industrial sectors to develop the products, so that ultimately that country economy has been increased and improved. Nanotechnology is recognized as strong innovation driver. Basically, it's a strong innovation driver. It drives the various techniques, technologies, and applications. And also, this provides a strategy for the develop the economy of the country, of the world. What is the need of nanotechnology? Basically, the economic growth has been improved by using the nanotechnology. The nanotechnology using the various security systems, geographical information systems, and defense systems, defense equipments, defense devices, so that it enhances the national security. Ultimately, the nanotechnology day-to-day life activities is totally involved, so that the quality of life has been improved. Also, it provides a lot of employment opportunities, and it creates a lot of employment opportunities at different level, at different industrial sectors. Also, it provides the safe and clean environment. It provides clean and pure waters and clean and pure air. So that nanotechnology is preferred. So it's very small and simple and cost effective. There are huge manpower requirements in nanotechnology and nanoscience. According to the National Science Foundation, estimates in the year 2030, there are 2 million workers required in the area of nanoscience and technology throughout the worldwide. Globally, it's required. In addition to that, the 5 million workers needed in support area of nanotechnology. Apart from that, in 2030, that nanotechnology is expected to $3 billion industry has been developed across the world. How that nanotechnology has been originated? We know that the Richard Feynman, the physicist and scientist, they conceived the idea of molecular manufacturing through his speech in 1959. What was his speech? There is plenty of room at the bottom. That means that there are a lot of scope at the below the atomic level. That means it's able to manipulate the individual atoms and molecules. After that, Professor Norio Taniguchi, that scientist and Tokyo Science University, described his article that machining with tolerance. He has described that machining with tolerance at nano level in the year of 1974. After that, Dr. Eric K. Drexler was properly coined through his article, Creation of Nano Engines, in the year of 1986 at Defense Research Laboratory, USA. That means that the creation of nano engine, that the term refers to manipulation of matter at nanometer scale. The nanometer scale, which is 1 to 100 nanometer. We know that nanotechnology basically a process of creation of useful functional materials, devices, systems through the control or manipulation of individual atoms and molecules at nanometer scale. So that its nanotechnology deals with synthesis, strategy and manipulation of particle, which is ranging from 1 to 100 nanometers. Basically, it's an interdisciplinary field where the science and engineering is interconnects. So nanotechnology basically the interdisciplinary field. We know that it's involved various science and engineering aspects. So there are basic classification in nanotechnology, that is nanoscience and nanotechnology. The nanoscience concerns that the researchers, its chemical and physical properties of materials which possess 1 to 100 nanometer scale. So they are in that nanoscience deals that the aspects of chemical and physical properties which makes this 1 to 100 nanometers. There are, it's called that nanostructures which possess 1 to 100 nanometers. Nanotechnology concerns that the researchers develop the applied materials at this scale to develop new product of or methods. So that the nanoscience has given that the physical and chemical properties. This figure shows that the first figure shows that physical and chemical properties of the materials, that it has been converted into nanostructures which possess 1 to 100 nanometers. That finally it makes the products, usable products, new products, that which shows that in the figure, down figure, it's that nano jacket, bulletproof nano jackets. So that nanoscience has been developed, applied the nanotechnology, then finally we can get the nano products. So that the research and development, the nanotechnology plays a very important role in the area of research and development, so that atomic, molecular and macromolecular level in the length of scale, it's 1 to 100 nanometer range. So technology development at its 1 to 100 nanometer range, it creates a use of structures, devices and system which possess novel properties, superior properties than in other compared to any other materials. So in special research in that it detects and diagnosis of various diseases. Also COVID-19 research also on progress. Next, the nanoscale. The scale is the nanoscale is it's an important parameter which is used to describe the size of nanotechnology, which describes 1 to 100 nanometers. We know the nano size. 1 nanometer is 10 power minus meter. The single particle of cigarette smoke, we know that the cigarette smoke, the single particle of cigarette smoke, it shows 10,000 nanometers. The average width of human hair, it's our usual human hair, the average width of human hair, it should be 75,000 to 1 lakh nanometers, which is describe the nanoscale. Next, the Hitchhiker's nanochart. The Hitchhiker nanochart is describe the various size of nanochart. So in the figure shows in the top that average height of human, it's 1.75 meter, then its size reduced to fly 1 centimeter. Similarly, its ability of eye, bacteria and buckyballs, carbon nanotubes, up to the last that hydrogen atom, it's 0.1 nanometers. This shows that the figure image shows that from that how that nanotechnology has been developed from that macro world to the nano world. So macro world and micro world and nano world. So these are the stages of development of nanotechnology. So here also its various measurements is given that it's macrometers, micrometers, nanometers, picometers and femtometers. It's go on. So these are the various range of development of nano sizes. This figure shows that in the perspective length of scale, we know that aircraft carrier Boeing 747, this marine, it's having the size, the length of the 1 kilometer. Then similarly, it has been reduced, size has been reduced. The car, humans, laptop, butterfly, it's micro machines, it's 1 mm, it's biological cell, nucleus of cell, proteins, width of DNA. So it's gradually it's reduced. So that it's come to the up to the nano scale. Why should we miniature? Why should we go for small? What's the reason to miniature the sizes? Basically, it provides, if you're reducing the size of materials or products, it gives faster, it should be lighter, also and cost wise it should be cheaper, it requires only limited resources, due to size small, it can be require less space, it is energy efficient materials or technology, so easy to handle, it can develop unique properties at small scale, so it can be easily disposable, so that contamination had been avoided. The perspective size of various nanoparticles, as water molecules contains 3 atoms, protein molecules contain thousands of atoms, DNA molecules it's having the millions of atoms, the nanowires and carbon nanotubes it consists of millions of atoms. This image shows that water molecule, carbon nanotube, molecules of DNA and protein molecules. Show that there are various nano-sized materials used in different kind of applications according to the requirements. There are different shape and size materials such as nanoparticles, the spherical capsule shaped, nanocomposites we can prepare according to the USM standards, nanofluids, nanofilms, nanoshells, nanowires, nanobeads, nanochips, nanocones, nanocrystals, nanofilters, nanocontainers, nanodots and quantum dots. These are that shape of nano-sized materials which can be used in various applications. These nanostructures contain that it's at least one dimension is between 1 to 100 nanometers. If 2D structures, it's a 1D confinement. Such examples are such as thin films and planar quantum wells, superlattices. If one-dimensional structures which having the 2D confinement, examples are nanowires, quantum wires, nanorods and nanotubes. In zero-dimensional structures which having the 3D confinement, it's nanoparticles and quantum dots. So its dimensionality confinement depends on the structures. That example of that bulk nanocrystalline films and nanocomposites. So that nanoparticles and quantum dots plays an important role in the development of nanomaterials. So nanoshell, it shows that the figure 1, a nanoparticle composed of silica, it's surrounded by the cold coating, which having the 100 nanometers. Next figure is the quantum dot, the semiconductor nanocrystal, which is having the 5 nanometers. Next, the carbon nanotube, a sheet of graphite, it should be rolled into tube, the tube form. It's having that 1.3 nanometers. Then a saucer ball shaped molecule made of 60 carbon atoms, which is called that buckyball. This shows the figure in the last. These are the basic process of nano manufacturing. This is a general procedure of nano manufacturing. How initially we have to prepare the tip preparations with using of nano. It may be liquid, or it may be solid, or it may be powders. Should initially make the liquid preparation, then makes the workpiece preparation according to the requirement. Then go for that position control by using the top-down approach or bottom-up approach. By using the reinforcement, we can control the position of atomic and molecular levels. Then only we can get the final product. This is the general procedure of nano manufacturing. So, nano manufacturing concerns that the process of producing nano materials, which can be powders or fluids or solids. So that we have two approaches. One is that top-down approach, another one is the bottom-up approach. The bulk materials subsequently refined into small nanoscale materials. That is top-down approach. And individual atoms and molecules build upwards. It make it nanoscale. That is called bottom-up approach. The image shows that first one is that top-down approach. The bulk material has been refined into fragments, then it's into nanoscale materials. But in second figure, that right side figure, that it's now atoms and molecules has been refined into cluster, then it goes to the nanoscale materials. We can deeply we can discuss in that nanofabrication approach. So top-down nanofabrication approach, already we discussed, the start with large material, it can be bring it down into nanostructure at nanoscales. And bottom-up nanofabrication is start with the individual atoms and molecules, it can be built upwards to make a nanostructures at nanoscale. So another approach, another form of approach it defines that the approach where they synthesized and constructed by removing the existing materials from the larger entities. These are another approach. We can a top-down approach. It can be synthesized and constructed by removing the existing material. Then it can come to the nano level materials. Also, the nano objects are constructed from the entities without atomic level control. It can be constructed without atomic level control. But in top-down approach, every product begins with bulk materials, process is subsequently refined down. In the bottom-up approach where the materials and devices are built atom by atoms, here its atomic control takes place. Materials and devices are built from molecular components which assemble themselves chemically by the principle of, this principle is called as molecular recognitions. Then its fabrication of device structures via systematic assembly of atoms, molecules or basic units of matters. This is called that bottom-up approach. There are some examples of that nano approach and fabrication techniques. We have top-down approach or top-down techniques such as electron beam lithography, dip and nano lithography, nano imprint lithography, X-ray, UV imprint and UUV lithography, laser ablation and etching techniques. These are the techniques which are used in top-down approach. In bottom-up approach concern that chemical synthesis, self-assembly and position assembly. These are the techniques which are used in bottom-up approaches. So, this is one example of lithography techniques is a top-down approach. This image shows that this initially shows the film deposition. By CVD and PVD we can deposit on the film depositions. Then it can be applying the optical exposures. It can be removed by using the etching technologies, by using aqueous or plasma techniques. Then finally we can get the nanoscale materials. These are one of the lithography top-down techniques. In bottom-up approach concern that it's based on the position control. The position control will allow the atoms is to be placed precisely without parts pumping into each other. The robotic arm to control the placement of atoms, which is used to control the placement of atoms and molecules. The Stewart platform and Drexler's robotic arm, which both are used which is used to control the placement of the atom or molecular level. So this Stewart platform, which is stiffer and simpler than Drexler robotics arm. This image shows that Drexler robotic arm and Stewart platforms. There are various characteristics of nanomaterials. It should be in reduction in weight. At the same time, it should be strong and hot. So the operating temperature should be increased. It should be a high temperature ductile property. So efficiency has been enhanced. The strength has been improved. It resists wear in better way. And it provides thermal and dimensional stability. It provides chemical and corrosion resistance. And also acts as antimicrobial activities. It's free from the pollution. These are some biological comparison with the nanotechnology, but its animation is not working now. So in that slide, that is water striders. Like the water striders is one of the insect that which can be stick on that wall easily in wet wall or any wall. The similar property that nanotechnology also can stick out any wall. Also, it's that spider. The spider have strong property. That similarly, the nanotechnology materials and products also have very strong. Also, that water beetles. The water beetle can store a huge amount of water. Similarly, that nanotechnology, by using nanotechnology, water can be stored and saved in huge amount. Also, in beetles, that illuminant beetles, which provides that scarcity of light and luminance during the night or dark places, show that the same property can provides the nanotechnology materials. This image shows that Deccan beak, which is to be very strong and tough enough. So the same property we can get from the nanomaterials. So this is a comparison of biological aspects into the nanotechnology. There are various advantages in nanotechnology, such as in medical advantages, such as end of illness. So it can be cured cancer, heart diseases, and other major diseases. And universal immunity like AIDS, flu can be cured. On body sculpting, that means a change of appearance, that plastic surgery and other kind of body surgery can be takes place by using nanotechnology. It slows the aging process. It provides the painless childbirth and immortality. That means that there is no destroying is not possible. Also, research progress on COVID-19. So, in some industrial and social advantages, such as self-assembling of computer goods can be self-assembled. So, computer should be billion times faster and million times smaller. So, it's automatic cleaning and pollution-free it takes place. It's manufacturing at low cost. Molecular food synthesis takes place so that starvation can be reduced or ended. It's provide the superior education, that reintroduction of extinct animals and plants, and so that the dinosaur, there's a kind of typical animals can be reintroduced, terraforming Earth and other planets, so that it's inexpensive and space travel, safe and space travel. There are various general applications. Now we are discussing only in general application. In next lecture, we are go for various specific application of each and every products and what for, how it can be applied, so that in detail we can discuss in the next lecture. Now we are going to discuss in generally. There are various applications used in nanomaterials, such as aircraft, space, defense, marine, food and agriculture, chemical, automobile sectors, electrical and electronics, medical, biomedical, optical, structural, recreations, cosmetics, and so on. so that it can be applied most of the sectors. The nanotechnology can be used and nanomaterial can be used. The requirement of nanotechnology, it should be lightweight, high strength and high toughness. It should be resist to corrosion. Easily it should be repaired. It can be reused. Maintenance cost should be very less. It should be durability, and it should be ultimately totally low cost. So in COVID-19 concern that the role of nanotechnology in COVID-19, the idea of using nanoparticles, the scientist Webster says that the coronavirus began COVID-19 consists of a structure which is similar to the scale of nanoparticles. The groundbreaking nanoparticles could wipe out COVID-19 infections. The research is progress on, so that COVID-19 can be break out through the nanoparticles. At that scale, the matter is ultra small, about 1,000 times smaller than the width of single strand of hair. That is, that coronavirus, size of the coronavirus, which is ultra small, about 10,000 times smaller than the width of single strand of hair. The single strand of 10,000 times smaller than single strands of the strand of the hair, the coronavirus. So, every technology has some drawbacks. Similarly, if nanotechnology also some pitfalls, such as ultra fine particles can catalyze chemical reactions in the body. So the carbon nanotubes can cause the infection of lungs. Also, it causes the blood and brain barriers. The cell has been damaged, the blood cell and so on. The oil and diamonds becomes worthless. The atomic weapons are more accessible and it's more destructive. Nano liquid destructive, the nano liquid bomb has been used. I think few years back that in US the aircraft has size that the US defense has size US in the aircraft itself, some of passenger having that toothpaste and hair oil which is composed nano liquid, nano bomb liquid. Once we press that hair oil tube or toothpaste tube, it should be exposed. So that it is another kind of negative destructive using, and it should be psychological fear, the fear of grey goo. So ultimately, there are various drawbacks in nanotechnology, the negative application. However, the nanotechnology is mostly used in the positive applications only. So show that now with the concluding this top introduction of nanotechnology, in the general conclusion has been drawn that nanotechnology show much improved properties when it's compared to micro and small similar other systems. Because of the small size, the nanoparticles have high surface volume as well as high energy surfaces. So by using nanotechnology, it gives increase the confidence in safety critical components as well as service applications. Some of few recent developments in nanotechnology, such as the solar rods is able to make solar cells strong enough to surface roads. So the battery can be recharged while driving. Nanotechnology could make LCDs brighter, thinner and cheaper. Also, nano-sized polarized could significantly enhance the contrast ratio of liquid crystals. It provides the nano net, which is provide the networks of carbon nanotubes, enable numerous basic electronic functions at lowest cost. For example, e-paper, electronic paper, flexible e-touch screens, sensors, etc. This image shows that e-paper and e-touch screens and so on. There are various new research are in progress, such as the washing machine that which inhibits the bacteria growth of cloth it washes. If it is any cloth having that bacteria, it's the machine itself which indicates the level of bacteria, and also it's destroyed. The contact lens that which check your blood sugar level of looking in a mirror. So these are another options, another technology. The intelligent of nano coating of windows that reflects solar heat in summer as well as it transmit in winter. Also, automobile fuel lines made with carbon nanotubes ignited static electrically and reduce the risk of explosion. So, explosion can be avoided. There are various future goals in the nanotechnology. The meeting global energy needs with clean solutions, providing abundant clean water air globally so that we can get that pure clean water and pure air due to the COVID situations, enabling the development of space. So space can be enabled at cheaper cost. There are some few forthcoming technologies after nanotechnology such as pico technology and femto technology. Pico technology, which means 10 power minus 12 meter, and femto technology, which means 10 power minus 15 meter. So in the nano, it provides the various employment opportunities in different career aspects such as design, research and development, manufacturing and maintenance, teaching and training, transport services, agriculture and environment, national security and public service, technical support, patent autonomy, testing and quality assurance, construction maintenance, sales and marketing management, fabrication and packaging, food industries, cosmetic and sports. These are the some of career aspects of nanotechnology. In this nanotechnologies subject concern, we have some books to refer, such as Pradeep T. Nano, The Essentials, published by Dr. McGraw-Hill Publishing Company Limited, and Richard Booker and Ed Bison 2005, nanotechnology is only for publications, and Mansi Karkare, Nanotechnology, Fundamental and Applications, IK International Publications, and Rakesh Reddy, Nanotechnology, Technology Revolution by S. Chand and co-publications. Hope learners, today the topic on nanotechnology, we have covered what is nanotechnology, what is the importance of nanotechnology, need of nanotechnology, why should we study about nanotechnology, what are the characteristics of nanotechnology, what are the various methods, techniques and concepts of nanotechnology. Also, we have discussed the various medical, industrial advantages and general application of nanotechnology. Hope listeners, the lecture might be useful. Thanks for the listening.